Oh man, this is the first video that I'm recording in about 2-3-ish days. I'm finally back here in Vancouver from my trip down south visiting the folks. I learned a lot about myself over the past few days. Like, one, I'm very bad at bowling. I'm gonna have to ask Clay for some tips over there. But the Vancouver Canucks, as we were driving back to Vancouver, were playing themselves a game against the Dallas Stars. This was a pretty important game, because in the grand scheme of things, you have yourselves a playoff picture that has the Vancouver Canucks on the outside. The Vancouver Canucks need wins. They need consistent wins. They've already got 5 in a row, and they're playing off against a Dallas Stars team that is in that wildcard spot, that sweet, sweet wildcard, with the same amount of games played as Vancouver, but with, at the time of the game's start at 7:30 p.m. PST today, 7 more points. Could the Vancouver Canucks go out there and beat the Dallas Stars for a third straight time? Take a commanding stance in what was a pretty good day for the out-of-town scoreboard. Just a quick update on that, the Vegas Golden Knights played the New Jersey Devils today and they lost 3-2, and the kicker, they lost in regulation. And so, with the Vancouver Canucks in their game against the Stars today, wherein Vancouver took a 6-2 commanding decisive victory, they're now trailing the Golden Knights by 1 point, and they've got 1 game in hand. So, Vegas, all of a sudden, they're not too out of reach. The Dallas Stars are still, quite a ways ahead of both of these teams, but the LA Kings are right there with 1 more game played than Nashville and Dallas, and with 1 fewer point, meaning that for Vancouver and for Vegas, the team that is closest to them in the standings is that LA Kings team. And so we head over onto this game. As I said, we were driving back here to Vancouver while the game was going on. We had the international data going over onto the streaming services, which are totally legal, right? We were totally using one of those services on the road. Had everything connected, and we're watching the game as we were coming back. But heading into this game, we had ourselves a few concerns. Of course, the playoff picture was the big one in the back of our minds, but another concern that a lot of Canucks fans had was the absentees on the game. Not only did you have Bo Horvat get removed from tonight's action, and in fact, it's probable that he's likely going to be out for the rest of the season, and then you had yourselves Alex Radulov, who has been really good as of late, get removed from the lineup at the last second as well for a non-COVID-related illness. So he was out, Petan was slotting in, the Vancouver Canucks get Brock Boeser back too, which is great to see because, it's very good that Elias Pettersson wasn't the one who ended Brock Boeser's career with the Vancouver Canucks, assuming he doesn't come back in the offseason and he gets traded. But ultimately, some good players were getting taken out, and some other guys were getting inserted back in. Nothing against Brock, nothing against Petan. It's just we hadn't seen them for a while, so it was questionable their potential impact on the lineup tonight. But the Vancouver Canucks did pretty good in making sure that we wouldn't have to worry about those things. As 7 minutes in, it's Oliver Ekman-Larsson who rips a shot off the post. Eventually it gets cradled back. OEL gives it to Podkolzin. Podkolzin finds Garland on the side. He's pretty far out. He's near the half boards there, and Garland slides one right through Oettinger on the 5-hole, making it 1-0 7 minutes in. Conor Garland's 17th goal on the year, good on him getting those numbers. He's been producing a lot as of late, and seeing him and OEL combine for a goal makes it a lot easier for all of you to go onto my YouTube videos and say, oh, Lego, you're a bad person for saying that the OEL trade was bad. Yeah, don't worry, I see the entire conversation that was brought up upon that video, but I stand by what I said. Contextually speaking, the trade was not a good one. You had yourselves, a few minutes later, Roope Hintz, power play goal. It's now 1-1, and this is off of a really nice play by Radulov and Pavelski, a beautiful drop pass over to Hintz, who was streaking in after the Canucks failed to clear on the penalty kill over there. It's 1-1 after 8 minutes of play, and then you have Elias Pettersson with 5 minutes left in the first period too. It's Sheldon Dries behind the net who kind of pushes the puck over to the side of the goal, where Elias Pettersson is right there. Jake Oettinger isn't really attached to his post. He kind of lost sight of the puck for a little bit, which allows Elias Pettersson to say, okay, here's an open net. I'm standing here with the puck. Let's just put it right in. And you can see his reaction after the goal. He's like, yeah, good play. Nice one, Dries. Elias Pettersson has 28 goals on the year. He is 2 away from 30, and the Vancouver Canucks have 6 games left on the season. Can Petey get to 30? We'll see if that's possible. Another player who probably should have had 30 earlier in his career was Brock Boeser, who had made his return to the lineup tonight, as we said, and give it a minute into the second period, and Jason Dickinson deflects a pass away from the Stars, which leads to a 2-on-1. Petey and Brock. Pettersson goes across. Boeser with the one-timer. He shoots it. He scores it. That's a classic NHL 22 style goal. Brock Boeser finally gets his 20th on the board, and it's a big one as the Vancouver Canucks take a 3-2 lead. The Canucks then go on the power play, and unfortunately for them, after getting a few opportunities, there was a Boeser tip-in attempt that kind of went off the toe of his backhand rather than the heel. Eventually, it becomes a Roope Hintz short-handed breakaway, which he pots. It's in the back of the net. The game is within 1, and Dallas gets a short-handed goal on a Canucks power play where they cannot score. But it's no big deal because eventually Conor Garland has a great shift in the offensive zone. He stretches to the Dallas blue line to try to keep the puck in. He's able to, and he ends up wheeling it around. Eventually, a few passes here and there, a few attempts at getting the puck towards the front of the goal. It comes over to Brad Hunt, who throws it over to the top of the umbrella where Brock Boeser is there. He throws one towards the goal. It looks like a shot, but it's absolutely not. It's tape to tape right onto the stick of Dickinson, who tips it right by Oettinger. It's 4-2 Vancouver at the halfway mark of the game, and Oettinger gets pulled. 4 goals, 19 shots against for him. It's Scott Wedgwood who comes in for relief here as the Dallas Stars go down by 2 goals. And we have ourselves a lot of hockey to play, so I'm kind of saying to myself, okay, we are not going to get too excited here, because we still have this Vegas game we're paying attention to. We still have, of course, the Canucks doing their thing as well. Vegas ended up losing to New Jersey, so good for them, but Vancouver took a very good charge in the third period when 49 seconds in, you have yourselves Quinn Hughes, who breaks the puck in all by himself. He strides down the middle, right into the neutral zone. Nobody's challenging him, but they're all looking at him, and so Hughes draws everybody to himself as he crosses the blue line, backhand passes it to the left wing where Podkolzin is there. He comes in and he shoots it on a very tight angle right by Scott Wedgwood. It's 5-2 Vancouver, 1 minute into the third. You then had yourselves a few back-and-forth chances. There were some good Canucks contributions from all their players in the lineup, and they weren't able to get any more by Wedgwood, unfortunately, but still there were some good opportunities. In fact, throughout the entire game, you saw a lot of the Canucks supporting staff come to play here. Thatcher Demko was doing his job. We know a lot of Dallas Stars fans are kind of traumatized by that Scorpion save a few games ago. But eventually, with Dallas pulling the goalie for the empty net, it is Elias Pettersson who gets the EN marker. With 3 minutes left to play, assisted by Boeser and Dickinson. Pettersson is at 29 goals on the season. He's got 6 more games to get 1 more goal for 30. And in fact, JT Miller is also at 29. He's been at 29 for a while now, and he didn't get any points in this game, unfortunately, for JT. I was kind of pulling for him to really push forward in the NHL scoring race. I don't want to see him win number 1. I don't think that's possible, catching McDavid, but just like seeing Miller potentially get 100, that's what I had my eyes set on. Unfortunately, he gets nothing here, but Pettersson, love seeing him go out there with 2 goals and an assist for tonight. Jason Dickinson had a goal and 2 assists. Brock Boeser had a goal and 2 assists. OEL had 2 assists. You had a fight from Luke Schenn with Jamie Benn after Jamie Benn took down Quinn Hughes. Now, to be fair, that was a clean hit, and I probably do need to go out there and say that Jamie Benn did not do anything wrong when he hit Quinn Hughes the way he did. It's just, hey, when you hit a team's star defenseman, don't expect to get away with that unscathed. Sure, it's legal, but it's not something the Vancouver Canucks would like to see. As a result, you gotta answer the bell. That's what Jamie Benn did. It was a good scrap, and we saw the 5-minute majors getting handed out both ways. So, the Vancouver Canucks have 6 wins in a row. They've got the Ottawa Senators tomorrow, and you know, a lot of people are making a fuss. Oh, it's the back-to-back. You know, they're playing Ottawa. Do you play Demko? Do you play Halak? What's the deal here? And I just gotta say this. The Ottawa Senators played today as well. They lost 4-2 to Seattle in Seattle. So if you're worried about the Vancouver Canucks potentially being, you know, fatigued, whatever, coming over into their back-to-back game against Ottawa tomorrow, just remember, Ottawa lost today. They're going to travel to Vancouver either tonight or tomorrow morning. And then they're going to play a game on a back-to-back situation as well. So everything you could be concerned about with Vancouver should also apply to Ottawa. Ottawa is a worse team, which means the Vancouver Canucks are going to lose in regulation 5-0 because that's how hockey is written now, isn't it? Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully we see the Vancouver Canucks bounce back tomorrow in a way that we actually know they should be able to do, but it's up to Bruce now. It's up to Bruce, it's up to the players, it's up to who is still left in the lineup. Maybe no Chason, maybe no Bo, but Brock, Petey, Miller, Hughes, we gotta see it all back tomorrow, baby. Talk to me in the comments all your thoughts about the Canucks and the Stars. I'm gonna go start reading up some more stuff on how to bowl properly because I'm really bad at it. And it makes me upset that I'm pretty bad at it. So let me know in the comments all your thoughts about the Canucks and the way they played today. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.